Where is our liturgy, Kusirabra Kurbana, leading to the renovations? Have we relinquished Syriac as our identifying factor? How the younger generation of priests, how do they hold on to the Aramaic tradition?
I think there is a better understanding about this compared to the earlier times. For example, when we were ordained, that much importance was not given to Syriac, but now it has become a custom to sing more and more Syriac songs, and Syriac is taught in the seminary. It's given more importance. Moreover, here we have a separate department for Syriac theology to promote Syriac studies. And one good sign is that we have already given the set of songs, Syriac songs in the Taksa. That's a very positive sign, no?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, there is such a movement, and we have been trying to print a Taksa. There is already the Syriac Taksa, but besides the Syriac Taksa, a Taksa with a Syriac page and then the corresponding Malayalam page side by side. We had that plan. I don't know, it would be brought out. Earlier there was the discussion. I don't think that there would be somebody against that. Now, somehow there is a positive trend remaining in the church. There is a feeling that Syriac is something worth and we have to promote it. That feeling is there. Yeah. Though some are still against.
Right. Paul, you mentioned Syriac theology. So, you have a department for Syriac theology here. Under the umbrella of Syriac theology, where do Syro-Malabar theology stand? Do we have a niche? Do we have a space for our own unique theologizing?
If we examine the history of the liturgy, we find perhaps the Mesopotamian tradition and the Malabar tradition growing simultaneously. We had an apostolic liturgy, but that apostolic liturgy was not that much distinct from the other apostolic liturgies. Apostolic liturgy in the 1st, 2nd century all over the world, rather uniform structure. But our apostolic liturgy was perhaps more having uniformity with that of the Mesopotamian liturgy, especially because of the Aramaic language. There are a lot of evidence for people with a very good knowledge of the Aramaic language living here in India. The commerce promoted it, and it is said that even the apostolate of St. Thomas was to a certain extent encouraged by the presence of people knowing Aramaic here. Jewish settlements were there now. So there was mutual relation between the Mesopotamian church and the Indian church. Thus we had something in common. At the same time, I don't say that we had a copy of what the Mesopotamian liturgy had. Very good examples are there. One, liturgical architecture. The Mesopotamian church buildings, so-called Assyrian church buildings, were constructed in the pattern of Babylonian temples.
Okay.
There is a study pattern for it. They have two hall structure. One hall, the main church hall, then parallel to that one, on the southern side, there is the narthex, what we call mandalam. But that is not a space with the fence, walls all around, but not with the roof. They had the roof at the end, a place called Beslosa. They had that structure. The Mesopotamian temples or Babylonian temple had the same arrangement. We don't have the direct entry into the church hall from the western door. There is no door at the western end. You have to enter first into the other hall, the parallel hall. From there, you need to enter into the church through the southern doors. There are two doors, southern doors. That was the exact pattern with regard to Sumerian or Babylonian temples.
Okay.
Now, St. Thomas Christians had an entirely different structure for the churches. They followed the style of other religious shrines here in India. I don't say it is Hindu or Buddha or Jaina, it's all possible. Anyhow, the Indian shrines, religious shrines had some more of a similar structure. And instead of the narthex on the southern side, the hall, we had Mukhamandapa following the Hindu or other religious shrine style. Mukhamandapa later became Mondalam, Mukham, Monda, Alam, this combination. So, such a way, with regard to the liturgical architecture, there is steady difference. Now, coming to other sacramental celebration, marriage, you find big difference. The celebration of marriage in India was thoroughly related to the ethos of the Indian people. And we have, for example, we have that custom of Tali, Mandragodi. Then they had, Israelis had a very long ceremony of rite of chalice, the Sikh tradition, but we don't have so far any evidence for that. We have instead this rite of Tali and Mandragodi. The whole thing is very different.